Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone today to our In the Kitchen.
Hi, Debbie.
Bye,
Hi.
Debbie.
Hey, today I am here in Edmonton, Alberta.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi. So I'm in a new kitchen with a new
Yeah.
blender and everything. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Thank you. I was going to start by making a smoothie, and then I've got a little presentation on smoothies that some of you have already seen, and do our little soup, but let's get going. I am actually going to make my own oat milk here. So my mom has a Ninja kitchen system, it's called. Yeah, it has stickers on the bottom. So this looks a little different than mine, but it's got buttons, and it's got like a smoothie setting, and you just press it and you just let it go. You don't have to watch it. And it's got a whole bunch of different diet containers that it comes with. It's got some of these ones they look similar to the NutriBullet containers. And then they've got the big thing here. So I'm going to start by making some oat milk in my NutriBullet container. So I have about a cup of water, and I'm adding a quarter cup of oats to it, and I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla for a little flavoring because I like that. And if you wanted to, you could add a date to make it sweet. So this will be a vanilla oat milk, but you could make it sweet as well. And I'm just going to blend that up, and that's going to make oat milk. Now you got to be careful you don't blend it too much because then it gets glommy. So I should time myself a little bit here. Maybe I can get my timer on. So I'm going to do 30 seconds. That's it. So let me get my timer out. Stopwatch, go. All right, put that in here. And I'm going to put it on the smoothie setting. And here we go. Oh, turn it on. Ooh. Check that out, how that works. That is cool. All right. And so now so this is the oat milk. You can strain it if you would like to get rid of any particles. For me, I'm going to let the fibers sit in there because I'm okay with that because I've got my fiber in there, and it's pretty good. There's a little bit of fiber, but not a lot. And there you go, an easy way to make oat milk when you don't have any oat milk in the house. And this probably, I'm guessing, tastes better than the one you buy in the store fresh. All right, so let's make our smoothie. Maybe I just have to pull. You just have to pull. Okay, interesting blade that comes with this one. It has blades all the way up the side. So it's going to be mixing things a little differently than like the Vitamix does. All right, so I'm going to add in my oat milk. You can see a little bit of the sediment at the bottom. It's settling here, but I'm okay with, like I said, I'm looking for the fiber, so I'm going to use that, but you can strain it with a cheesecloth. Look, there's a little bit of oats left. You can strain it if you want. And I am going to, for my fruit, so the recipe that I use, and we'll go over the recipe, is to add in 2 small servings of fruit. So I am going to take and add a half a banana. I can add the whole banana. Could be. And banana is going to give us the amazing sweetness. So I'm just going to do the whole banana. It's going to give me lots of sweetness and in it. And then this is my favorite. That's why I did it. Is I've got strawberries here, and I just use frozen berries. It's so easy. I bought some frozen berries, and I like when I'm using the strawberries, I like to buy the sliced ones because they're smaller. And I'm just going to take a handful. So you could do a half a cup, a cup. I'm just going to take a small handful and one for the road. Add it in. And you could use fresh berries as well if you have fresh berries. And if you have fresh berries that are getting close to their expiry and people aren't going to want to eat them fresh, you can always make a smoothie, or you could freeze them just like they are and make a smoothie later. And then I've got some romaine lettuce here. I'm just going to tear up, and I'm going to use a big handful. So don't be shy on your romaine lettuce. And it's a very mild leafy green. So I'm using a lot of leaves. You can use a couple, especially, but you can use a lot too. So I put in a couple of handfuls of romaine lettuce, adding my almond butter. So we have the Costco Kirkland almond butter. Basically, it's only almonds. That's it, roasted almonds. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of that. It's going to give it a nice nutty flavor. And I'm doing a heaping tablespoon because it's going to stick to the smoothie. I might take this one and just scrape it down. I've got my almond butter. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, for more fiber, I'm adding some hemp hearts into it. And you can add other flavorings. You could add cinnamon. You could add whatever you want to it. I'm going to add a little bit more vanilla, just a little dash for that. And that's it. We're going to make a smoothie. So I'm going to try that smoothie setting again. See what happens there. Put the lid on, lock it down. Put it on. This one has a lot of locks in, as you can tell, to it. And I think you can get this at Costco, and it's not as big an investment as the Vitamix is. Here we go.
Excuse me, Debbie.
All right, now you can see it's still got a bunch of green bits, so I'm going to do it longer, a little longer. See if I can get this lid off. Woo. Check it out. All right. Still a little bit of green bits in it, so you can smooth it out. But I'm okay. And here we have a smoothie. There you go. Cheers, ladies. I wish you guys had your smoothie you could drink with me. Okay. That's it. So this is a green smoothie. Again, you're looking to put some fruit, some greens, some kind of a liquid, and then you can add your other call it superfoods and flavorings and things to it. So this one is pretty, it's not too thick. You can adjust your water or your liquid to the thickness that you like, but it's not too thick, but just right. And I should mention, our digestion starts in our mouth. And so one of the things that you can do with your smoothies and juices is to swish them around in your mouth before you drink them down. And you will get the amylase that starts digesting in our mouth it will signal the stomach to start the digestion process. So this is a great way to boost your digestion, is swishing around the liquids. I'm sure people would think, what is wrong with that person? But anyway, all good. All right. So I'm going to put my smoothie to the side. I'm using the same container for my soups. I'm just going to wash this out or rinse it out. Put it back. I'm okay. I could just use it with this. I'm not fussed by the fact that I was just doing a juice in here. And let's do our smoothie next. Or sorry, soup next. Ouch. Okay. So I have here, I'm going to maybe move this down so you can see me a little better here. Yay. Okay, here is, I'm doing my ingredients for our soup. So we're going to add some water. Let me get some water for you. I'm going to add a little bit of water to start. And I can add more depending on the thickness. And then I'm just going to cut up my veggies a little bit. And I love this way of doing a pepper where you just cut around the core. And then there you have the core left over. Easy peasy. Just going to cut it up. And you don't have to put it into fine chunks. I'm just cutting it up. And I'm going to put it into my blender here. And same thing, you don't have to make anything fine and precise, just a few cuts. Add it in. So peppers there's 3 different varieties. There's more than one variety of pepper, but they're a great source of vitamin C. Oranges aren't the only place to get vitamin C. I have a cucumber, which is very hydrating. And cucumbers are great to use in juices and in smoothies because they're a mild flavor. I'm not a big fan of eating a cucumber, but I actually do enjoy it I don't even notice it in my juices. And smoothie, it's very mild, so that's good. Just going to add in that. I'm going to add in some tomatoes. So these are some vine-ripened tomatoes that I have. I've washed up. And it calls for 4, but these ones are small, so I'm doing 5. And you can decide for yourself how many you want. And I'm just going to throw the whole thing in. I'm just going to quarter them and throw them in. One thing about this one, it stacks everything up. In the Vitamix, things push down a little more. But that's okay. Okay, and then we're going to add some lemon juice. So I've got a couple of fresh lemons. I'll start with one. Fresh lemon. Oh, I got to get my lemon squeezer. There's a nice little lemon squeezer here. Just squeeze the lemon in. And so this is going to give it some nice flavor. And I always say lemon is a great substitute for salt. When something doesn't taste quite the way you want it, doesn't taste salty enough. Instead of adding salt, try adding some lemon juice. It will brighten it up and give you a perk up of flavor. So I might add more than 1 lemon, but I'll start with 1. See how it goes. Getting messy here. And I always like to Make sure I always strain it because I'm really not crazy about getting the seeds and having to fish out the seeds. Not my thing. Okay, and I'm going to add some garlic. Now for my garlic today, I have garlic scape here that I bought. It will look so good. And this is the young garlic, and it's milder flavor than garlic itself. So I'm going to add some garlic scape to my thing. I'm going to add one whole scape. Just going to cut it up here. Or you could do a clove of garlic. All right. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to add in some hemp hearts as well, but I'm going to wait. When the traditional gazpacho, which is your cold soup, actually has, what do you call it? Sourdough bread crumbs in it. And I didn't want to do that. For this class, we're doing gluten-free. So I thought I would add some hemp hearts to give it a little bit of texture. And you can also do a little bit of flaxseed if you want. I'm just going to spin this up, get it going. I'm going to check it out before, just to see how it tastes. Maybe add a little bit of spice to it as well. Let's check it out. I think I want some more lemon. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh, and that garlic is beautiful. It's perfect amount of garlic. Oh, the tastes are still coming through. Ooh. I'm going to add some more lemon though. I'm going to go bold with the lemon today. Yum. And you could add other flavors to it. Like you could add some cumin, you could add some coriander. Any of those things can spice it up for yourself, and just you can experiment. Oh. All right, we're going to put that in and let it blend a little longer. All right, here we go. Try it again, and I think I'm going to add in my hemp hearts now. Very subtle flavors, so good. And yeah, that was good to add in the little bit more of the lemon for sure. Just going to blend it up. And you can see I think you can see the little bits of the hemp hearts, the little dots are the hemp hearts there. Beautiful. All right. Now we've made in what? Not even half an hour. We've made a soup for lunch and a smoothie for breakfast. Because here in Edmonton, it's 10:30 in the morning. So we're ready for lunch too. Yum. All right. You can put your soup in a glass. I'm just going to put it in a glass here and pour it. Refreshing. soup. If you have a nice cup, you can put it in a bowl, however you want. And here, cheers to a cold soup. Very good. So good. And I can get a little bit of the crunchy texture from the hemp parts too. So if you have fresh herbs, yeah, you could put in, oh, I should have, my mom has some dill here. I should have put that in. Maybe I'll put it in. I would say that you could put it in when you're blending it so that it'll meld the flavors in and you'll get them all melded in. The recommendation is to let this chill for about half an hour. So I would put everything in. You could blend it and use it later in the day or the next day. It'll still be good. So yeah, but Gloria, I would put whatever fresh herbs you want in there. And as a matter of fact, I think I was supposed to put parsley in here, but I forgot to get the parsley out. It's still good the way it is, but I could add the parsley or I could add some dill or whatever herb you like. That would be just amazing.
Yeah, yes, it would. Yeah, thank you, Debbie.
Okay, so now I'm feeling like, yeah, I want some dill in here too. Ooh, I might be going back to add the dill. Yeah, and you can experiment and just make it your own. Start with the core recipe and you can add other vegetables to it as well, what you have in your pantry for fresh vegetables, especially even if you have stuff that like the tomatoes that I'm using might be they're starting to get a little soft. So they're perfect to use. They're not bad. They're still good. You can still use them for anything, but this is a great place to use up some of those vegetables that are just past that place where you would serve them fresh. Helene, yes.
You can also, I think, add basil to it too,
Yeah,
right?
you could add basil. Absolutely.
Oregano.
Yep. Oregano, any of those herbs you can add. Definitely. Oh, my mouth is watering to add more stuff to this.
So what's for lunch?
Guess what's for lunch? Yeah.
What's for lunch? Just
It's for lunch. Maybe we also have a little bit of borscht left over from the other
How is it? How was it?
Delish. Amazing. It was so good.
And
That'll have to be one of the episodes later on.
what does it look like?
It looks good. It looks like borscht. But we add a little bit of cashew cream, so it's not bright red. It's more of a pinky red. Anyway, enough of that. I wanted to just go over a little. I'm going to pop the recipe into the chat, and I have a little thing on the smoothies that I was going to share with you. And I can share I'll share the little presentation that I'm going to do so that you can have that as well. Let me just put the recipe in the chat for you. And I will also I'm going to add the oat milk recipe to it. I didn't have it in there, but I will add it. And then once the video is ready, I will add the video into the recipe as well. But I have this little presentation I wanted just to share with you. So let me share that. Let me go and here's my share. Here it is. All right. So this is the little bit on smoothies. And so the smoothies have amazing benefits. And I'm saying green smoothies. So this is not just a smoothie, because you can make a smoothie with all sorts of things. You can buy smoothie powders. You can buy smoothies in the store. I want to caution you, what we're talking about here is the smoothies like what I made they're nutrient dense and easy to digest. So our digestion already started by mixing up and blending all of the greens and the fruits and everything together. If you are not somebody who likes to eat your greens, it's a great way to get in your greens. And we should be getting leafy greens every day because they are very nutrient dense foods. They're rich with a lot of things like folic acid and all of the different nutrients, and iron too. They're very high in iron. So we should be getting our greens every day. And they're also fiber rich, which is great. You only get fiber from plants, not from animal products or foods, and certainly not in great form for processed foods. So this is a great way to get your fiber in. And again, it's also great for our digestive health, our probiotics in our gut they eat the fiber. That's what they're looking for, is the fiber to eat. They're also easy. I think that you can do your smoothie in 10 minutes or less. And that's from taking out all your stuff to preparing the smoothie to cleaning up after. And it's very versatile, great for your hydration. And it's a great way to boost your energy as well. So there's lots of benefits. And of course, there are people who are detractors of smoothies as well. And they will say that it's high caloric intake and nutrient imbalance. But it all depends on what you're doing and the type of smoothies you're making. Again, these are green smoothies. So I would say none of this applies. You're not having smoothies every day, not every day, but as your only thing that you're eating. But it's a great way to have a snack or to have for your breakfast. They're very filling as well. And it adds, you can add some fat and protein to it. And we're using whole food ingredients. So this is going to make the smoothies very beneficial. And they're blended fiber. And there's a whole thing about how that can spike your blood sugar. If you're having it with other foods and you're around, and you're eating whole foods, then your body still needs to digest it and it won't spike the blood sugar the way that your just liquid will. Also, some things like spinach and also Swiss chard is one, are high in oxalates. And I'm going to talk about that. And also, don't over rely on smoothies for your nutrition, but it's a great thing to add. Especially, I actually recommend doing juices with your meals. That's cold pressed juices. But if you're not going to do that, or this is a good second option for it. And I just want to talk a little bit of the oxalates. The main reason why you need to watch your oxalates is if you have a history of kidney stones. And also if you have an impaired gut health or leaky gut. And so even if you're healthy, consuming large amounts of things like almond butter, spinach, nut butters, and beet greens daily, without rotating the greens or balancing with calcium-rich foods, can lead to oxalate overload. And so what is large amounts? That's the question, because that's pretty general. So large amounts really means when you're using them, a lot, but that doesn't say anything. Too much means that you're consuming them multiple times a day. So if you had a spinach smoothie for breakfast, and then you had something else, and beet salad for lunch, and almonds and you had a lot of those things all in one day, or you consumed large portions, which is not just a handful, but 2 or 3 handfuls a day, would mean that you are getting high oxalate and you're doing a lot. If you're having a little bit of spinach, if you have kidney stones or a concern, or your gut health, you may want to be cautious and use other leafy greens. There's so many leafy greens that you can buy. We used romaine lettuce today. You could use, I can say baby kale or kale. There's lots of other things that you can use besides spinach. And then the other one is Swiss chard, can be high. But you want to be cautious with kidney stones. Some other things that may come up is if you have, and this goes to your gut health, is autoimmune diseases, or autism is another one, or being very neurologically sensitive. But it doesn't mean you can't have them at all, but you want to be very cautious. And also, when you have high oxalate greens, sometimes the best thing to do is cooking them. But I would always say eat a variety and vary your greens. Don't eat the same ones every single day. All right, now I've got to go back to I lost my presentation. Okay, here it goes. And when do you need to watch them? So what can you do instead? Rotate your greens. Use romaine, arugula, kale, especially cooked kale is great, bok choy, collard greens in place of spinach and Swiss chard. Soak your nuts and seeds. So soaking helps to reduce the oxalate levels and improve digestion. Pair anything with calcium. So when you're eating calcium-rich foods, so that was leafy greens are high in calcium, so that helps. Sesame seeds or tahini helps to bind oxalates in the gut, so they pass through. So if you're concerned and you wanted to use spinach in your smoothie, you could add a tablespoon of tahini instead of a tablespoon of nut butter. And you definitely, another way is to cook your high oxalate greens, which is spinach and Swiss chard. And tips for optimizing your smoothies: balance your ingredients. So we're going to talk about what ingredients to put in them. So your healthy leafy greens, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, healthy fats. Monitor your portion size, which I'm okay. I don't really, if you make a big jug of smoothie like I did, have half for now, and I could have half with my lunch, and that's good. I always say to eat till you're satisfied. And what happens is people think that they need to eat smaller portions, and then you end up with the smaller portions, you end up hungry, and then you think that there's something wrong. Rotate your greens and other ingredients. Don't do the same smoothie every day. And then also you can limit your sweeteners. Sweeten with fresh sugar in fruits. So if you wanted to add some more sweetener, you could add a date or two. And dates are a lot of beautiful, they're sweet, and they give you a lot of nutrients as well. So here's my guide to your own smoothie creations. Start with a cup of liquid or so, and you don't have to measure, just you can eyeball it, add water. You can use water, coconut milk, nut milks, hemp milk. You could use water, kefir, any of those things. And start with that, then add in 2 fruits, so about a small handful each. So you could do a half a banana, berries, and again, frozen or fresh. Acai berries, that's great. Cherries, tomatoes, not tomatoes, lemons. I don't know why I said that. You could make a great lemonade smoothie with adding in lemons and with your leafy greens. Oh, and add something else. Make a tropical one with mango or pineapple. There's peaches as well. Peaches are, I think, in season right now. Apples, plums, melons, pear, whatever you think, go for it. And then for veggies, you can add in spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, beet greens, turnip greens, endive, sprouts, romaine lettuce, watercress, cucumber is great. You can add in any of your herbs like cilantro, parsley, basil, mint, asparagus. I have a recipe for asparagus. So, the sky is the limit. It's what you're willing to try. And then you can add in some superfoods. You can add in like a powdered spirulina or chlorella. Those are great. They're actually complete proteins themselves. And they're from the sea. So they're great. Chia seeds you could add in, goji berries, flaxseed. You could add in goji berry powder or the berries themselves. You can add in some cacao powder and make a chocolate smoothie. Maca powder as well. Maca powder is great for recovery when you're after working out. If you go to the gym, you could make a smoothie after and add in some maca powder. And the maca powder has a very pleasant, almost vanilla type flavor to it. It's actually a very pleasant one. And so this is a way you can boost. You could add in some mushroom powder. This is a way to boost what you're getting for your nutrients by some superfoods. And then you can add in some spices. You could do cinnamon, vanilla, cardamom, ginger. You could add in some supplement powders. I'm very cautious on that. So there's green powders and protein powders. I'm not crazy about that, but you could add them in. Be very careful about what you buy based on the ingredients, because there's a lot of additives that go into some of those powders. And then you can add in some fat, avocado and chocolate. Oh, that makes such a great smoothie, a chocolate smoothie. And avocado and coconut oil and flax oil, if you added them in, will give you those healthy fats that you need, but also it'll make it very smooth. And nut butter will too, and give it some taste. And then you can add in sweetener. I say to do either dates or dried fruit, but you could add in a little bit of maple syrup as well. So this is the recipe for a smoothie, and the sky is the limit on what you do with those. So I thought I'd just give you a couple of ideas. So you could do a tropical green smoothie with mango and pineapple for your fruit. You could do spinach or romaine or any other leafy green for your leafy green. Add some ginger or lime juice. Use some coconut milk or chia seeds. Add in some spirulina or hemp seeds for your superfood, and use coconut water for your liquid. That's a tropical green smoothie. An apple pie smoothie, apples and bananas. You could use baby kale for your greens, add some cinnamon and nutmeg and apple pie spices. That sounds good for the fall. And add in a little bit of nut butter if you'd like, and some ground flaxseed to get some more fiber and the omega-3 fatty acids. And then use some oat milk to top it off with the liquid. You could do a pineapple mint smoothie. You can use pineapple and apple. You could use romaine lettuce for your leafy greens. Add some fresh mint. If you have that, I have tons of mint right now in my garden, so it's perfect for me. And then you could add some chia seeds, some coconut oil, whatever you want, some maca powder for the superfood, and a little bit of coconut water for your liquid. And you've got a pineapple mint smoothie. And I think this is my last one, a strawberry mango spinach smoothie. So take your, instead of banana, use strawberries and mango. And mango is very sweet, so it's going to give you nice sweetness. You could add spinach, or you could do other leafy greens, add some lemon juice, some vanilla extract, add in some almond butter or hemp seeds for your fat. A superfood, you could do spirulina or chia seeds, and then some coconut water or oat milk, either one. And there you've got a beautiful smoothie. And I think that's the end of the smoothie presentation. So I am going to stop sharing. I don't know if there's any other questions. I'm going to put the link to the presentation here if you'd like to download the presentation or open it up and download it for yourself. So I'm going to pop that presentation in for you as well. You can have that for yourself. And that's everything for today. Oh, I could look in the mirror and see the upside down clock. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but you are on your way to making healthy green smoothies and beautiful summer soups, cold soups. So easy. You could heat this up too if you wanted. Put it in a pot and heat it up. And if you blend them for a long time, the soups eventually, after a few minutes, it actually heats the soup up and it warms it up, not hot, but you could actually heat this up if you wanted as well. All right. I don't see any questions. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I will not be doing the in the kitchen next week. I'm at an event in Calgary next week. So I will see you in 2 weeks. And I think I'm working on my challenge to make a healthy nacho dish. So that's on the agenda, hopefully. So hopefully I find something. Yes, Helene.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Patricia.
Their meditation Monday night.
There is meditation on Monday night. Yes, I will do meditation Monday. And then next week on Friday and Monday will be, it's a long weekend in Canada. So we will be I'm at an event, so we will not be doing either the Friday in the kitchen or Monday meditation next week on August 4th. How's that?
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone.